Hey all, welcome to the Izu Peninsula, southwest and a world away from Tokyo. Behind me is a place called Mihama Misaki, and it's kind of cool how this place developed. Check it out. Among the mountains out here on the Izu Peninsula are a couple volcanoes named Daruma and Ito. And they did their volcanic thing, and over time the wind and the water washed the lava rock and a lot of soil down into the ocean. And the ocean current swirled and created this beautiful natural harbor down here. It's a spit of land. It's still growing. We can zoom in a little bit. Created this beautiful natural harbor for this little fishing village. See all the fishing boats there. And in the distance, you might be able to see, there's one Coast Guard ship. Now I'm out here on a cycling tour, and I'm thinking about one of the first cycling trips I ever took here in Japan. I hadn't even been here in Japan for a year, and I had about a week of summer vacation, so I decided to take my bicycle, throw it on a night train in Fukushima, and head up to the northern island of Hokkaido. It was a hell of a train ride. It rattled and shook. It was more like a freight train than anything else. I didn't get any sleep. Woke up, I didn't wake up, got off the train in the morning in Hakodate. Got my bike put together, and as soon as I pedaled off, my very first crank of the pedals, I felt my first raindrops. And for a week, every day it rained. Not every day. Oh, every day it rained, but not all day. But at least 2 or 3 hours every day I got rained on. Sometimes really hard. And after a week, I figured I had enough, and I was ready to go home. But I had one more day. And I decided, might as well stick around and see what happens. And that last day, woke up early, went to the fish market. I was back in Hakodate, ready to take the train back to Fukushima. Woke up early, went to the fish market, wandered around, didn't know where I was going or what I was supposed to be doing there. I was just looking around, checking things out. Suddenly someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you have a pass?" No. I don't even have a clue. I was in a restricted area, apparently. So the person says, "Come with me." And I go with this person to this back office, and they write me up a pass that allowed me to go into the place where normal people aren't allowed to go. And they're just like, don't get run over by any forklifts. All right, fair enough. So I was able to check out this fish market up close to where all the wholesalers and the fishermen were doing their thing, auctioning off their fish or whatever. And then after a while, that person comes back up to me and says, "When you're finished, come upstairs." They point to a room with some windows looking down on the wholesale area. And I go up there, and this person had prepared a fresh sashimi breakfast for me. Said, "Here you go, enjoy." Thanks. And that day turned out to be a beautiful day. The sun came out, finally dried out my socks there after a week. And since that time, I've always told myself, whenever I'm on vacation, whatever's happening, don't go home early. And I was thinking of that today because we're on the final day of a cycling tour down here. And we started in central Japan, went through my hometown of Matsumoto, came down around Mount Fuji, which we can't see today, but we got great views of it yesterday. And last night at dinner, we were talking about the typhoon that was coming. And the consensus was, well, let's see what happens. Nobody said, "Oh, I don't want to ride." Everyone just said, "All right, well, we'll see." And woke up to a clear view of Mount Fuji this morning, and beautiful sunny morning, barely even windy. It's a little cloudy now, but still very little wind. And, I'm so glad that I'm down here with a group that had no problems riding into what could have been a typhoon. And it made me think of that time in Hokkaido, and my last day in Hakodate, that because I didn't go home early, turned out to be just a fantastic day. So this is our last day of the cycling tour, and it turned out to be a beautiful one. Tomorrow we got to go back home, but we got more cycling tours, more beautiful days ahead. Got plenty to keep looking forward to. So I don't know if there's a moral to this story. My only advice is never go home early. Hope you're having a good day. See you next time.